if it's gonna fix the problem, but this is my 6th attempt at a good broadcast. If it doesn't work, I'm not gonna try again today. So, fingers crossed that this'll work. Alright, I did a little bit of harvesting while I wasn't broadcasting. I believe I'll have a good chunk of what I need to finish this raft base. Snap points on a raft are a little bit tricky. They can get annoying sometimes. You don't have to get them to line up perfectly, but one of my best friend's OCD of perfection kinda got drilled into me, so I like all of my building structures to look the same way. And there you have it. As you can see, there is a house icon on the screen. That means we are sheltered from the environment, the weather. Now we move on to decorating. Alright, a little bit short on hide. Bit delayed. Seems like not a great connection. enough for the bed, yep. Still got enough for the mortar pastel. So more wood. What can we make? Our wooden storage box. One more body, and we should have all the hide we need to make the refining forage. Sure, it was pointing this way last. And there's a dead body for some... and another one. For some hide. This turret only shoots wild dinos, so if you get close to it, you don't have to worry about dying. I have a teleporter and a turret at every obelisk on the map. So sort of ease of access and protection from anything that wants to eat you. I need 4 more metal. There we go. probably mention this is a PlayStation playthrough. The other YouTubers I've seen streaming Ark were PC players, I believe. That should cover what I need to make the smithy. Most of the basics for playing Ark were covered in the Extinction video. In case anyone's wondering. A metal pick, which will do a lot better at harvesting metal. Place down the bed so I have a fixed respawn point. Got me the large wooden storage box so I can place stuff I don't need. Was placed a bit off. Let's fix that. better. Get some raw meat cooking. Berries will feed you, but they don't work nearly as well as meat does. Fallen!
Hi! I'm actually on this time.
Yep, I hear ya. I've got my live recording playing on YouTube.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to.
Oh, well, you said you're on. I thought that's what you meant.
We're gonna have to get you a Twitch. I'm just saying. Twitch alerts me when you go live.
I am Blues Jammer, Blues Space Jammer, and it shows up as Blues Jammer. Oh. What am I? I think it's 11:18. Go back to my channel for a minute. No, I'm 2118. I'm Blues Jammer at Blues Jammer 2118. Still recording, good. The longest recording I have right now stopped at 25 minutes.
Bulldog.
Yeah, got a bulldog. my cinema crops don't go anywhere without it, since I'm going to be playing non-tech, with the exception of cryopods and cryofridges to control the tame population.
That showed up as my actual name. I don't know how I feel about it.
Ah, we actually typed.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've got the raft base. I've got my tames. Do I have enough to make a few more walls? No, because I don't have anything in my inventory. Which brings me back to what I was gonna do. Pickaxe. Now transfer this back. So, for future viewers, this is my good friend Fallen, and she is my best cluster admin.
Who, me?
No, your twin.
Oh, okay. Was I not supposed to just agree with that?
Mm. Yeah, I'm new to this. I've done harmonica pieces, but it's very different from game streaming. Right, walls.
Talk to myself.
Apparently I spent a lot of time talking to myself on my first stream. I said there was one person watching and I didn't realize it was me.
Dang it, I need my cord.
Pretty much I spent the whole extinction recording talking to myself.
My, my, my
That's
controller
backwards.
died.
Ah. No. That's not the way I want it. So to future viewers, as I mentioned before in other recordings, other broadcasts, snap points can be a tricky thing. The raft is one of them. There we go.
Talk to myself for hours.
Come on. There we go. Alright, that's better. So now the raft base is officially done. Normally I put standing torches in here to light the raft base up, but we have a nightlight on the bulb dog. Got some cooked meat, so we'll call that good. And now we can set sail. If you press R1, you can sail with a first-person view, but since I've built up, it probably works better in third-person view.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, what do you want?
Fortnite.
No, they ain't on. Go away.
Tell me when they are.
Go away.
When they are when they are on cover.
Okay, go away. Have kids, they said. Be fun, they said.
This is a wooden raft. If we had a motorboat, it'd move quite a bit quicker, but early in the game, this is as good as it gets. Where are we? I think if that is where I think it is. So this is probably the shallowest water in the game. It's a good place to build.
Hello. Hi. Yeah. Yes.
Talking to someone else.
Ow. That's loud. Yeah, Jake. Blues asked me if I was talking to somebody else. Look, after the day I've had, I wouldn't put it past me to be talking to myself. I'm just saying.
Just to let you know, you're still recording. Alright, so incredibly shallow water. You can walk on it for quite a ways. It's a good place to build. It's great for what I want to do. So we're gonna move the raft, and where I normally like to build is taken already by my main survivor. So I think I'm gonna build here this time. We might do a little bit of fancy building with pillars. It's gonna take some time, though. So the first thing we ought to do is some drop hunting. That's green ob, that's a long ways out. Start with that white drop there. Unfortunately, the cinema crops on my back, which I showed earlier, only eats chitin, as I pronounce it. I don't know what the actual pronunciation is. Some people call it chitin. Generally, you only get it from killing bugs. And I don't have any on me right now, which unfortunately means my cinema crops will not take me very far before it starts to starve. So now might be a good time to show you the advantage of teleports. I've got this drop here. It's the basic drop, the lowest rank drop of them all, but it still has some incredibly useful things. The flare gun, the torch, an ascendant torch, so it'll burn longer than the one I made, and the spyglass. The spyglass is one of the most basic things you'll need as quickly as possible. Arrows. A bow that does better damage. And that's probably everything I'm gonna take out of this. Well, no, I'll take the bolas too. That's everything I will take out of this drop. There were thatched building structures, but unfortunately anything can destroy those, so it's best not to build with thatch if you don't have to. That's why the raft is made out of wood. So this teleport is set to public teleport. It will take me to anywhere that has a public teleport status. So we're at blue ob. That's red ob. That's green ob. That's my main base with my main survivor. It's admin shop. That I do not remember putting down. For all I know, that could be a trap that'll kill me when I teleport there. There are some people who do place teleports to kill people and steal their loot, by making it look like one thing that it's really not. we're gonna go to Red Ob. I would have been better off bringing the bulldog probably, but I can't fly with the bulldog. So unfortunately, my cinema crops is half starved. No, it does not pick you up. We're gonna take our good bow, pick up the cinema crops, and we're gonna follow this coastline out to the desert. The desert's about the best place to find bugs. Because bugs ultimately feed the cinema crops with chitin. Once its food runs out, it can't fly me anymore, so... As I stated in my first recording, which cut out after like 21 minutes, this is gonna be a no-tech playthrough, with the exception of cryopods and cryofridges to control the tame population. Thinking back, I feel like I mentioned that already, but just to make sure we're clear. That being said, things will be a little bit trickier, and that means the torch will actually be handy. Because if I had tech, I'd just use night vision. The problem with doing a tutorial in tech, though, is you skip over some of the most basic things that people need to learn. As a scorpion in front of us. Something that the cinema crops very much likes to eat. Toss off the cinema crops. And you see it's got some food now. It's got the chitin it needs. It fills up the food. And now I can fly around with it without starving it to death. wormy thing in front of us is called an arthropleura. Some people call it the millipede. You do not want to let this one get close to you because it has acid that destroys your armor. Very quickly. It also destroys... Oh, yeah, there. That's all my armor gone. Oh, that was a max level Arthro. It's a good thing. This is a high-powered bow, or semi-high-powered bow. And I already know that the Arthropleura is incredibly weak to projectile damage. If I'd used physical damage with a melee weapon, or even my bare fists, I would have been hurt. And the melee weapon would have broke rather quickly. So now we go to the broken armor, we press triangle to repair it, as long as we have the materials in our inventory, and we press R2 to re-equip it. Thirsty, you go up to water and you press triangle to drink. Full on a sword, those things hurt if you let them. But now we're looking for drops. That's a blue drop. Blue drops have saddles. It's not something we need right now, though, because we don't have a tame that's rideable. Just a side note, you want to be careful in the desert because it is a spawning point for gigas. Gigas are one of the 3 most powerful things in the game, probably, that you can actually tame. Well, not counting the titans on extinction, that is. In the distance, that's a purple drop. That's a good one to start with. Has a harpoon gun and net projectiles, which make it easier to tame smaller things. By the way, Fallen, do you have a YouTube account? Huh, it's odd then that it didn't use your YouTube name. Ah, that's why. Ah, good. The drop hasn't landed yet. Which means we have time to get there. If we had a rideable flying tame, we'd be there a bit quicker, but we do not actually have the stuff needed to tame anything at this moment. But I would like to point out that after 3+ hours on Extinction, I was only able to make a 4x4 base at a little over an hour and a half recording on RAG. We have a 5x5 raft base. And we're just about at the same level we were on Extinction. So we go faster as we aim down, but we don't fly as far, which is why I usually like to be more level. But I'll take anything that saves time. It looks like your advice did work, by the way, by restarting the PlayStation. This one broadcast is held up for 50 minutes now. Which she doesn't have the weekend off this weekend, does she? She said she was getting every other weekend off, so I guess she must be working this weekend. Oh, she worked last weekend too? And at last we have come to our purple drop. Hold down R3 to parachute so we don't take fall damage. And we shall pick up the purple drop. We're still able to fly. Knowing my luck, when I get back to where the raft is, the cinema crops is going to be out of chitin. Which means I should probably go to the Green Orb teleport. It'll save me a lot of time. The cluster I'm playing on and own has 5 maps. I believe this is the only map with teleports on all of the obelisks. But it's really gonna come in handy for a shoulder pad that carries me around the map. We're flying over the death snow now. Since I have high fortitude, I'm able to fly through it without taking damage right now, but as I stated, in the worst of conditions, you need 560 fortitude to survive in the worst conditions in this snow. Ah yes, that icon means I'm actually dying from the cold. So I do not want to stay in this area for too long. Snowflake is pretty much a warning. An ice cube means you're dying. So we'll get out of that snow as quickly as possible and head to Green Up. That brings us to Green Up. There's the teleport. Once again, hold down R3 to parachute with the cinema crops to avoid fall damage. And we go back to Blue Up. Toss off. Right now we're picking stuff up. Toss off the cinema crops by double tapping triangle. And it still has a nice supply of chitin. That's good. Now we shall fly back to the raft base. Do this just right and you can land without fall damage. There's my raft over there. Probably ought to bring it a little bit closer to shore because in water this deep, there are megalodons. Usually. Right up against the shore now. Good place to park. Let's see if we got it. Yes, we got a harpoon launcher. When it originally came out, it was meant to be an underwater weapon, but now we have... Let's see if I can find them. They should have been in the drop somewhere. Ah, there they are. Net projectiles. Some of them came out as blueprints, which is kind of a bummer. But these net projectiles will make it a lot easier to tame smaller stuff. Surprisingly, they even work on wyverns, which are rather large, but that's game logic. Half the time it makes sense, half the time it doesn't. Good old loft sword, just like Jurassic Park. Exactly like the one that led to Nedry's demise. So, the white, the green, the yellow, the red, and the purple, they all supply enough supplies to build a 5x5 base. 2, 3, 4, 5. I personally like a 7x7, but when you're in a pinch and you need a quick build, these drops are quite handy. And that is a Pickle Mastax. It likes to steal your stuff. If you do not kill it quickly enough, it will keep your stuff. So always kill it as quickly as possible and you will get your stuff back. Fun side note, they usually roam in packs of 3 or 4, so where there's one, you're likely to find another one. Basic building was covered in my extinction video. nutshell, building is as simple as clicking on your hotbar icon and then pressing R2 or square to place it. Then the snap points I spoke of are R1 and triangle. What's up? Ah. This will probably help things out a bit. So these sloped walls can be a little bit tricky sometimes. You look at which way they're facing in the hotbar, and sometimes you've got to use the opposite facing one to place it properly on the base you're building. When building structures like this, it's good to have a flyer or place ladders on the wall so you can climb up to do the actual roofs. Placing the last one tends to be the most difficult because the roof always has two snap points, but it doesn't always place the second snap. It doesn't always use the snap point that places it further out. As you see, it's jumping between snap points, and I did not get the snap point I wanted. When structures snap to the wrong snap point, there are a few different ways you can fix it. For this one, the way that works best usually is to do it really fast. this roof came out to where I wanted it to. So now we're gonna have to do the same thing with the lower roof. And that's where I want it. Looks like the first side I did actually came out right, so we got lucky there. Oh, Sabretooth, big guy. He's kind of hurting. Might actually kill us if we're not lucky. The armor broke, but we also killed it. We just barely survived this one. Another one that tends to hunt in packs of 3 or 4. At this point, we are going to upgrade to the Ascendant Shotgun we got out of the purple drop. The bow served us well, but the shotgun does a lot more damage. Now we're switching to the shotgun. That's the sound of a pego. Square to reload. Get the harpoon launcher back. Load the harpoon launcher. This harpoon launcher, combined with a net projectile, is actually a real lifesaver. Now for the last touch of our base. Stairs. As a stone base, there aren't many things that can break it. Repair the armor again. And re-equip it. Food is just about run out. Time to eat again. Pretty soon. In the meantime, we'll do a little bit of crafting. Get yourself another bed, now that we have an actual fixed base. A fixed point that won't move on the map. Harvest the bodies. Oh, I've been using the wrong tool the whole time. I should be using the metal pick. Equip the flare gun. The purple drop gave us a water jar, which will help us stay hydrated. Equip that. A magnifying glass comes in handy when you're taming. Normally, I would make another one for the main base, but it requires more metal, so I'm just gonna pull the smithy out of the raft and move it over here to our main base. I'll want this later. And start cooking up some more meat. That'll do. And that makes our basic kitchen again. Store the rest of this drop that we don't need. So these are pretty big drops. They take quite a bit of space, as you can see. metal. I think 4 more metal will do the trick. That should do it. Actually, I need to put more stuff in, not take stuff out. So I will split the supply of rocks and flints so I can make some spark powder. So if you press square, you craft 5 at a time. If you press triangle, you craft all or 100 at a time. I only want 100 spark powder, and I know the ratio is 2 flint and 1 stone will give you 2 spark powder at a time. My goal is to get 100 spark powder, so I craft 50. What's up? Oh, I've been talking. I mean, technically to myself, but still talking. You still hear me, right? Good. Last time I had a headset that did that, it broke on me. It could be the wire wearing out as well. I've noticed it. Mm. Ah. Alright, so I'm probably gonna stop here. I've got 2.5 hours worth of footage between my failed broadcasts and the broadcast I'm doing now. I'm actually due for supper, and doesn't seem right to be chewing in the middle of broadcast. There's about... oh, I think I said that already. I mentioned there's about 2.5 hours worth of footage. But I have the bed to respawn. I have the modern pastel for things like spark pattern narcotics. The smithy's my first crafting station. The refining forge makes metal ingots and charcoal. We have the preserving bin, which is our basic refrigerator. The campfire cooks meat. The cooking pot makes recipes, which will come in handy quite a bit later in the game. Hydrate myself. And we have a base location now, an official base location with a rudimentary functioning base. So that's gonna do it for now, and this is something I forgot to do at the beginning of my streams, but like my description says, a guy and his harmonica. And that is going to do it. So until next time.